Every business in the world operates with a supply chain. A supply chain is a sequence of processes involved in the making, production, and distribution of a product. It describes how a product is transformed from raw materials into a finished good and delivered to the customer. Through this video, we will be analyzing the supply chain of the business Chuck's Auto Salvage. Chuck's Auto Salvage is a family business that was started by my grandfather, Chuck Reinert. For people that don't know what an auto salvage does, they take used car parts off of total vehicles and sell the good, non-damaged parts to customers. It is a process known as automotive recycling. Often, since the parts are from used cars, they can be bought from Chuck's Auto Salvage for less than what they charge at the dealership for new parts. Chuck's Auto Salvage was opened by Chuck Reinert on April 3, 1970 in Douglasville, Pennsylvania. The business started out as a towing and repair company. Then, as inventory of cars grew, Chuck abandoned the repair industry and focused on selling auto parts. In the 1970s, Chuck's Auto Salvage joined a trade organization that allowed them to meet the demand of customers more efficiently. Later, they became the 98th automotive recycling business in the country to incorporate a computer system with their company. This shows that Chuck's Auto Salvage has always been innovating its business plan towards success. Over the years, Chuck's Auto Salvage has continued to grow until in January of 2016, they were able to open their second facility in York, Pennsylvania. Today, Chuck's Auto Salvage is still a family business with many members of the Reinert family employed there, including my father, mother, uncle, cousins, and dog. Now that you have an understanding of what Chuck's Auto Salvage is, let's dive into how their supply chain works. In order to analyze the supply chain of Chuck's Auto Salvage, it is important to understand SIPOC. SIPOC stands for Suppliers, Input, Process, Output, and Customers. SIPOC outlines the process of how raw materials are manufactured into products and delivered to customers. The first step in understanding the supply chain of Chuck's Auto Salvage is to look at where they get their supplies from. In the business world, this is known as sourcing. For Chuck's Auto Salvage, their supplies consist of the used cars that they purchase. These cars are sourced from an array of auctions that take place in 8 different states. The 2 main salvage auctions that they use at Chuck's Auto Salvage are Copart and Insurance Auto Auction. Let's take a look at how the process works. This is a Chuck's Auto Salvage employee working hard to source cars from the salvage auctions. To make his job easier, Chuck's Auto Salvage uses a program known as Bid Buddy that shows him which vehicles would be the best to buy. Bid Buddy analyzes the company's request and sales activity, then prioritizes which cars are needed the most at auction. It then provides a description of the car and gives them a recommended price to bid at the auction based on the car's value and company history. While this sounds simple, the auctions for these cars are very competitive. It is said that it requires about an hour's worth of bidding to win just one vehicle. Because of the competitive nature of these auctions, Chuck's Auto Salvage only wins about 4% of the auctions that they bid on. Despite this, Chuck's Auto Salvage sources about 260 cars each month. After the cars are purchased, they are towed to one of the Chuck's Auto Salvage facilities. Although Chuck's Auto Salvage started out as a towing company, today they outsource towing to one of the 10 towing companies that they work with. The logistics involved in picking up the supplies must be quick, or else the car auction will charge them a storage fee. Because cars are often sourced from many states, it usually takes about 4 days between when a car is purchased and when it arrives at Chuck's. Once it has arrived, each car is stored in a holding area and given a stock number ID. This number gives a description of the vehicle and tracks its whereabouts once it has entered the yard. Then, inventory technicians identify the types of parts that the new cars have and catalog pictures and descriptions of each part on the Chuck's Auto Salvage database. The next steps of the supply chain is the input process output phase. This stage is also known as the transformation process. It shows how Chuck's Auto Salvage turns its used cars into desirable auto parts that customers will buy. This process starts with dismantling the cars. Employees receive reports of the car parts that are needed each day. Then, parts pullers and dismantlers take apart every usable piece of the car. In the dismantling process, Chuck's Auto Salvage makes sure to verify that the car parts are in good condition. They drain all fluids from the cars to be recycled or reused in the safest, most environmentally friendly way possible. Once the car is stripped of sellable parts, the rest of the car is crushed and recycled or sold to core buyers. Next, the car parts are given to quality control where they are washed very thoroughly and inspected for the best quality. And that is how Chuck's Auto Salvage creates their finished product. It may seem simple, but it actually requires a very tedious process to ensure that each part is handled with the greatest care. Parts with a high request activity are then warehoused in the Chuck's Auto Salvage facility, waiting to be sold to customers. The remainder of the good parts stay on the vehicle until they are requested or until the end of the vehicle's life cycle. The next and final stage of SIPOC is customer. Customers can purchase from Chuck's Auto Salvage by calling their phone number, walking into the business and talking to one of the salesmen, or viewing their vast selection of car parts online at chucksas.com. Much of Chuck's Auto Salvage's parts are sold through wholesale directly to the professional automotive repair industry. The process of getting the product to its desired customer is known as distribution. Chuck's Auto Salvage has a fleet of 17 trucks which they utilize to distribute their car parts to customers. All trucks are equipped with GPS systems that use a program called EasyRoute to calculate the most efficient delivery routes. Chuck's Auto Salvage hand-picked the delivery trucks to be the perfect size so that they don't require a CDL license to operate them. This allows Chuck's Auto Salvage to pay delivery drivers less and save money. The trucks also are equipped with oversized tailgates that allow employees to easily load car parts onto vehicles without needing much assistance. After the parts are carefully loaded onto vehicles, they are distributed to the businesses and shops where they are needed. Each delivery driver spends about 7 hours on the road every day, making over a dozen different stops to deliver their quality recycled parts. Chuck's Auto Salvage prides itself with their motto of delivering their quality parts on time as described. There are many aspects that set Chuck's Auto Salvage apart from other businesses in their industry. One thing is that in 2001, Chuck's Auto Salvage helped to establish an organization of 8 Northeast salvage yards known as Premium Recycled Parts, or PRP for short. PRP helps to ensure quality and credibility among all of the businesses involved with the organization. Today, there is now a network of 19 businesses involved with PRP Northeast. It provides huge market awareness, availability, quality assurance, and a consistent inventory among the trading partners involved. The main purpose of Premium Recycled Parts is to help businesses like Chuck's Auto Salvage compete against the huge consolidator industry. To be a founding member of this organization is a big deal. In 2009, Chuck's Auto Salvage was able to offer next-day service for customers, a promise that they still hold today. Lastly, Chuck's offers lifetime part and full labor warranties for its customers. Chuck's Auto Salvage is the only company in their marketplace to offer that. Overall, Chuck's Auto Salvage can be set apart from others in its industry because of their product's quality and the pride that they take in their work. I hope that this video has helped you learn a little bit more about the supply chain of Chuck's Auto Salvage. Thanks for watching!